Welcome, collectors. Today we explore the very top of the Eisenhower dollar series, highlighting the most valuable and sought-after examples. From elite proof strikes to legendary condition rarities, these coins represent the peak of modern US numismatics and stand as true blue-chip collectibles admired by serious collectors worldwide. First coin. The 1776-1976 Eisenhower Bicentennial dollar stands as a cornerstone of modern American numismatics, capturing a unique moment of national celebration and transition in U.S. coinage. Its immense popularity among collectors stems not only from its patriotic theme, but from the intriguing matrix of varieties within the issue, particularly the elusive and high-value Type II high-relief proof specimens. While millions of these coins were struck for general circulation, certain specialized strikes, distinguished by subtle yet critical design variations and exceptional preservation, command extraordinary premiums in today's market, often representing the pinnacle of the series for dedicated enthusiasts. The pursuit of these coins, especially in gem conditions certified by top-tier grading services, reflects a deep appreciation for both historical commemoration and technical precision in minting. Issued to honor the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, this coin represents a collaborative effort between the U.S. Mint and a public eager for tangible symbols of national heritage. The Eisenhower dollar series itself, launched in 1971, was already a tribute to a beloved general and president, but the bicentennial redesign infused it with renewed purpose. Struck in 1975 and 1976 at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, the coin was part of a triumvirate of special quarters, half dollars, and dollars that temporarily replaced their regular issue counterparts. This mass production for circulation and collectors meant that while the coin is common in lower grades, the mint's experimentation with the striking process for proof coins led to the creation of two distinct varieties, with one being produced in dramatically lower numbers, thus laying the groundwork for its future status as a premium collectible. The coin's design is a profound departure from the regular Eisenhower dollar. The obverse retains Gilroy Roberts' portrait of President Eisenhower, but is notable for the dual date, 1776-1976, beneath the bust. The true artistic statement, however, is on the reverse, where Dennis R. Williams' design depicts the Liberty Bell superimposed against a stylized moon, echoing the Apollo 11 mission insignia, a brilliant fusion of America's past and future. This bicentennial reverse is what defines the coin. The critical distinction for collectors lies in the clarity and relief of the lettering on the Liberty Bell. On the scarce Type II variety, the lettering is bold, sharp, and fully formed due to corrected high-relief hub used partway through the proof production run at the San Francisco Mint. This results in a visually stunning contrast against the deeply mirrored fields, making it the most aesthetically desirable version. Rarity within this massively minted issue is exclusively tied to specific varieties and condition. The business strike coins from Philadelphia and Denver exist in the tens of millions, but the San Francisco Mint produced both proof and uncirculated, silver-clad versions for collectors. Within the proof coins, the Type I variety, with weaker bell lettering, is common. The Type II high-relief proof, however, had a limited production window. Estimates suggest only a fraction of the total proof mintage, perhaps 2 to 4 million out of over 4 million total proofs, are of this desirable type. In the ultra-rare realm, specimens grading PR70 or MS67 and above for the silver uncirculated coins are exceptionally scarce, as the large copper-nickel-clad planchets were prone to bag marks and the silver versions to subtle hairlining, making flawless examples a true numismatic prize. Market values for standard circulated bicentennial dollars are modest, but the landscape shifts dramatically for top-tier examples. A pristine, certified PR70 DCAM, Deep Cameo, Type II proof regularly commands prices between $3,500 and $5,800 in major auction houses, with exceptional pedigree examples sometimes exceeding this range. For the 40% silver uncirculated strikes from San Francisco, grades of MS67 can fetch $1,200 to $2,500, while the rare MS-68 specimens enter a rarefied atmosphere, with recent sales hovering between $4,000 and $6,000. The driving factors are the perfect storm of the Bicentennial's enduring popularity, the recognized scarcity of the Type II variety in flawless condition, and the competitive nature of registry set collectors vying for the finest known examples. For collectors seeking a significant example, education and authentication are paramount. First, one must learn to reliably identify the Type II variety. The strong, clear letters, Liberty, on the bell and the sharp details in the crack are telltale signs. Never purchase a high-value example without independent certification from PCGS or NGC. The holder guarantees both the variety and the grade, which is essential for a coin where a single point on the grading scale can mean a difference of thousands of dollars. Focus on eye appeal. A Type II proof should exhibit razor-sharp design elements against a black, mirror-like field with no imperfections visible to the naked eye. Building relationships with reputable dealers specializing in modern coins or participating in curated numismatic auctions is the most reliable path to acquisition. Provenance and presentation also play a crucial role in maximizing both enjoyment and investment potential. Original mint packaging, such as the brown cardboard mailing box and blue envelope for the proof sets, can add a premium if the coin remains sealed and undisturbed, though for the individual high-value coin, the certification slab is its primary housing. When storing, even within a slab, ensure the environment is stable, avoiding humidity and extreme temperature swings. Engaging with specialized collector communities, both online and through coin clubs, can provide invaluable market insights, reveal upcoming auction opportunities, and offer avenues for trading, allowing collectors to upgrade their holdings over time. It is also wise to consider the broader context of the coin within a collection. While the Type II proof is the star, assembling a complete bicentennial dollar set, including the common Type I proof, the uncirculated copper-nickel clad from Philadelphia and Denver, and the 40% silver uncirculated, provides a fascinating study in minting variations. This approach allows collectors to appreciate the full spectrum of what was produced, making the centerpiece, Type II, coin shine even brighter by comparison. Furthermore, tracking auction results over time reveals a steady, resilient appreciation for top-graded specimens, underscoring their status as blue-chip assets within modern numismatics. The long-term appeal of this coin is anchored in its dual identity as a universal symbol of American pride and a sophisticated numismatic challenge. It is a coin that every casual collector might own in a worn state, but only the most discerning and dedicated can hope to possess in a state of perfection. This accessibility at the base level and exclusivity at the peak create a dynamic market that continues to engage new collectors while rewarding long-term holders. Its story of a nation's birthday, a space-age homage, and a minting correction is forever encapsulated in its metallic form. In conclusion, the 1776-1976 Eisenhower Bicentennial Dollar, in its ultra-rare, high-grade manifestations, is far more than a commemorative piece. It is a testament to the nuances of coin production and the relentless pursuit of quality by collectors. Its value, ranging from $1,500 for a superb gem MS-67 silver uncirculated coin to over $5,800 for a perfect PR-70 Type II proof, is justified by its historical resonance, aesthetic superiority, and genuine scarcity at the highest levels. For the advanced collector, securing such a coin represents a major accomplishment, offering the profound satisfaction of owning a flawless artifact from a defining moment in American history, with a strong foundation for future financial and collectible value. Next coin. Within the expansive Eisenhower dollar series, the 1971 issue holds a position of particular reverence and exceptional value, serving as the inaugural release that set the standard for America's first large-format dollar coin in a generation. Its significance to numismatists transcends mere chronology, as it embodies the complex economic and artistic aspirations of its era, with specific, elusive varieties commanding extraordinary premiums. While millions were struck, the pursuit of this coin today is almost exclusively focused on conditionally rare specimens and the legendary 1971 S-proof strike, which exists in two distinct compositions. The fervent demand from registry set collectors vying for the finest graded examples ensures that top-tier 1971 Eisenhower dollars remain among the most coveted and capital-intensive targets in the modern numismatic marketplace. The historical context of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is deeply interwoven with national tribute and a pivotal shift in U.S. monetary policy. Authorized by Congress to honor the late President Dwight D. Eisenhower and the recent Apollo 11 moon landing, its introduction coincided with the final throes of silver in circulating coinage. Coinage Act of 1965 had eliminated silver from dimes and quarters, but this new dollar was minted in two distinct compositions from the outset, a copper-nickel-clad version for general circulation and a 40% silver-clad version specifically for collectors. Struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, this inaugural year established the model for the series, making any pristine, original examples tangible artifacts of that foundational moment. Artistically, the coin presents a powerful duality. The obverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features a robust, left-facing portrait of Eisenhower, notable for its nuanced detail in the hair and facial features that are often weakly struck on later issues. The reverse, also by Gasparo, is an adaptation of the Apollo 11 mission insignia, depicting an eagle landing on the moon while clutching an olive branch, with the Earth looming in the background. This design is crisper and more deeply detailed on the proof versions, especially on the earlier strikes. The unique feature that elevates the 1971 S-proof to legendary status is its composition. The first portion of the proof mintage was struck on 40% silver planchets, but due to a shortage, the mint completed the run using standard copper-nickel-clad planchets, creating two distinct and collectible proof types within the same year and mint mark. Rarity for this issue is almost entirely a function of condition, and for the proof's planchet type. The Philadelphia and Denver mint business strikes are abundant in lower grades, but become exceedingly scarce in MS-67 and nearly mythical in MS-68 due to the coin's large, exposed surface area, which was highly susceptible to contact marks during bagging and transport. For the San Francisco proof coins, the 40% silver version is the standard and more available in high grades. The true pinnacle of rarity is the 1971 S copper-nickel proof, representing the later striking period. In the top grade of PR70, this clad proof is one of the rarest and most conditionally challenging Eisenhower dollars of all, with only a handful of specimens known to exist at that perfection level, creating intense competition among elite collectors. The market value spectrum for the 1971 dollar is vast, but the ultra-rare entries firmly occupy the high end. A superb gem MS-67 business strike from Philadelphia or Denver can realize $1,800 to $3,200, depending on eye appeal and the specific mint. The 40% silver proof in the pristine PR70 DCAM grade typically trades in a range of $2,500 to $4,000. However, the king of the series is unequivocally the 1971 S copper-nickel-clad proof in PR70. With its profound rarity at that level, public auction results have consistently seen this variety achieve prices between $5,000 and $7,500, and occasionally higher, placing it at the absolute apex of the series value hierarchy and squarely beyond the ordinary market for most other issues. For the serious collector, acquiring a high-value 1971 Eisenhower dollar necessitates a strategy centered on professional certification and patience. Given the dramatic price differences based on minute grading distinctions, purchase only coins slabbed by PCGS or NGC. For business strikes, scrutinize the coin for even the faintest bag marks on Eisenhower's cheek and the eagle's breast. These are the prime spots that prevent a coin from reaching the highest grades. For proofs, the distinction between silver and clad is critical and is always noted on the holder. Engage with dealers who specialize in modern dollars or participate in major national auctions where such premium pieces are offered, as they rarely appear in casual sales. Understanding the subtleties of strike is also paramount, particularly for the business strikes. Early 1971 Philadelphia issues are often found with a sharper, more detailed strike than later ones, a characteristic cherished by specialists. When examining a potential purchase, the detail on the eagle's feathers and the crater lines on the moon should be sharp and distinct. A mushy appearance indicates a weak strike that will limit its grade and value regardless of surface preservation. Registries set competition for the finest known examples is a primary driver of the market, meaning that when a new top pop coin emerges, it can command a significant premium over previous records. Long-term, the 1971 investment narrative is supported by its foundational role in the series and the finite, immutable scarcity of its top-condition examples. Unlike the Bicentennial design, which was a one-year commemorative, the 1971 coin represents the pure, first-year of issue form of a classic design. The population reports from grading services clearly show that despite high original mintages, the number of coins surviving in MSPR 67 and above is a tiny fraction, a gap that ensures enduring demand will outstrip the very limited supply that ever comes to market. This creates a stable and appreciating environment for capital placed in these exceptional pieces. The appeal of this coin thus operates on two distinct levels: as an accessible piece of history for the casual collector in circulated or lower-grade uncirculated form, and as a numismatic trophy of the highest order for the connoisseur. The challenge and prestige associated with securing one of the superlative gem proofs or near-flawless business strikes provide a collecting goal that can span years. Its story of honoring a president, celebrating a technological triumph, and showcasing the mint's own logistical challenges is encapsulated in metal, with each grade threshold telling a more exclusive chapter of that story. In final consideration, the 1971 Eisenhower dollar, particularly in its zenith of preservation and rarity, is a cornerstone asset for the advanced collection. Its values, ranging from a substantial $2,000 for a high-end business strike to over $7,000 for the ultimate clad proof, are justified by its historical primacy, its challenging aesthetics, and a verifiable scarcity that resonates deeply within the numismatic community. Securing a top-tier example is not merely an acquisition, but an investment in a key date of modern Americana, offering the enduring satisfaction of owning a masterpiece of its series with a proven trajectory of appreciation among the most discerning collectors. Next coin. Among the myriad issues of the Eisenhower dollar series, the 1972 S-proof strike occupies a uniquely enigmatic and highly coveted position, distinguished not by a commemorative design, but by its extraordinary condition rarity and the fascinating production story behind its different finishes. Unlike the later Bicentennial coins, the 1972 S represents the pinnacle of the original Apollo 11 reverse design in proof format, with its value and desirability almost entirely predicated on achieving a state of flawless preservation. For serious numismatists, this coin is the ultimate condition challenge, where the pursuit of perfection meets the harsh reality of minting quality control, creating a market where prices ascend dramatically for specimens that have survived without the slightest imperfection. The historical backdrop for the 1972 S dollar is one of refinement and adjustment within the U.S. Mint's processes. Following the inaugural 1971 release, the San Francisco Mint continued its exclusive production of proof coins for collectors in both 40% silver and copper-nickel clad compositions. However, 1972 is notable for a subtle but significant shift. It was the first year the Mint employed a new brilliant or white finish for many of the copper-nickel proof coins, moving away from the slightly deeper, more nuanced cameo contrast commonly seen on the earlier silver proofs. This production year serves as a bridge, capturing the series after its launch, but before the overwhelming public focus shifted to the upcoming Bicentennial designs, making high-grade examples pristine artifacts of a specific, quiet moment in minting history. Visually, the coin presents the now classic Gasparro designs. The obverse features a dignified portrait of President Eisenhower, while the reverse showcases the Eagle and Moon Apollo 11 insignia. What sets the 1972S apart, especially in the copper-nickel format, is the characteristic white proof finish, a brilliant mirror-like field that can appear almost stark in its reflectivity compared to the warmer tone of the silver versions. In the highest grades, this mirror background should be absolutely pristine, acting as a black mirror that provides dramatic contrast against the meticulously frosted devices. The sharpness of strike is critical. On the highest valued examples, every hair detail on Ike's head and every individual feather on the eagle's breast must be fully articulated. The rarity of the 1972S proof is a story told not by mintage figures, which were substantial at over 2.1 million proofs struck, but by the brutal attrition rate inherent to the grading scale. The large, flat surfaces of the dollar-sized planchet were incredibly susceptible to hairlines, contact marks, and minute imperfections during handling, even at the mint. Consequently, while thousands of proofs exist, the number that survive in the pristine grades of PR69 and especially PR70 is astonishingly low. For the copper-nickel version, populations in PR70 are a tiny fraction of the total, creating an intense scarcity that drives the market. The silver proofs, while also conditionally rare, generally have slightly higher populations at the top, affecting their premium. Current market valuations for the 1972S proof reflect this extreme conditional scarcity. A superb PR69 example of the copper-nickel clad proof, a coin of exceptional quality in its own right, may trade in a range of $1,200 to $2,000. However, the jump to a perfect PR70 is where values become truly remarkable. For the copper-nickel 1972S proof, certified PR70 by either major service, prices consistently realize $4,500 to $6,500 in competitive auctions, with exceptional eye appeal sometimes pushing the ceiling even higher. The 40% silver proof in PR70 DCAM commands a significant but generally lower premium, typically ranging from $2,800 to $4,200 due to a relatively larger surviving population at that grade. For collectors targeting this coin, the strategy must be one of extreme diligence and reliance on expert certification. Acquiring a raw, unslabbed 1972S proof with the expectation of it grading PR70 is fraught with risk. Minute hairlines, often invisible to the untrained eye under normal light, can be disqualifying. Therefore, purchasing should be confined to coins already encapsulated by PCGS or NGC, with a clear designation of the grade and the cameo or deep cameo contrast, which is essential for maximum value. Focus on the visual impact. The fields must be completely mark-free, and the contrast between the mirrored fields and frosted design elements should be stark and visually arresting. It is also prudent to understand the distinction between the Type 1 and Type 2 proof reverse varieties for 1972S, though this is less publicized than the Bicentennial varieties. Some proofs exhibit a clearer, more detailed rendition of the Earth on the reverse, a characteristic sought by variety specialists. While this does not command the astronomical premium of condition, it adds a layer of sophistication to a collection. Engaging with specialized forums and auction archives to study past sales of top-grade examples is invaluable. This research helps establish realistic price expectations and identifies the dealers and auction houses most likely to handle such premium material. The long-term investment thesis for a GEM 1972S proof is underpinned by immutable population data. As registry-set competition among top collectors remains fierce, the few available PR70 coins are essentially recycled among the most dedicated participants in the market. This creates a stable and appreciating price floor, as new collectors entering the high-end market must compete for the same handful of superb coins. Unlike a coin whose rarity is tied to a low mintage figure, the rarity of this issue is perpetually reinforced by the grading population reports, which show a glaring disparity between the original mintage and the minuscule number of survivors at the peak. Consequently, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar proof embodies the modern numismatic paradox, a coin produced in the millions that is genuinely rare in a state of perfection. It appeals not to the historian seeking a unique design, but to the perfectionist seeking an unimpeachable example of minting art from a specific year. The pursuit requires significant capital and patience, as these coins do not appear for sale frequently. Owning one represents a victory in a rigorous game of quality, a testament to having secured one of the very finest known examples of an issue many collectors casually overlook in lower grades. In summary, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar's premier value, ranging from a solid $1,500 for a high-end PR69 to over $6,000 for a flawless PR70 clad proof, is a direct function of condition scarcity within a massive original issue. It stands as a monument to the challenge of preserving a large-format proof coin for the advanced collector. It offers a blue-chip opportunity, a chance to own a condition census piece with a clear and compelling rarity narrative. Its enduring appeal lies in this quantifiable scarcity, ensuring its status as a centerpiece of any high-grade Eisenhower dollar collection and a tangible asset with a consistently demonstrated capacity for appreciation among the most discerning numismatic investors. Next coin. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar occupies a fascinating and often misunderstood niche in American numismatics, representing the final regular issue coin of its kind before the nation's focus shifted entirely to the bicentennial celebration. Its significance to collectors is twofold. It is a poignant end of an era issue, and in specific mint-marked varieties and exceptional conditions, one of the most conditionally challenging and valuable coins in the entire series. While millions were struck for circulation, the relentless pursuit by registry set collectors for superlative examples has elevated certain 1974 dollars to the status of numismatic trophies, with prices reflecting their extreme scarcity in gem uncirculated and proof states. Historically, the 1974 dollar was minted during a period of anticipation and transition. It was the last year the original Frank Gasparro design, honoring President Eisenhower and the Apollo 11 moon landing, would appear as a regular issue, as all production in 1975 and 1976 would be dedicated to the bicentennial design. This context makes the 1974 coin a closing chapter, struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints amidst the planning and preparation for the national quincentennial. There was no public fanfare for this final regular strike. It was simply the last of its kind, a quality that imbues it with a quiet historical importance that resonates with series completists. The coin's design is familiar, yet carries subtle distinctions in its final year. The obverse features the left-facing portrait of Eisenhower, while the reverse displays the eagle landing on the moon. For the collector of high-grade examples, the focus is on the technical execution of this design. The 1974 issues, particularly from the Denver Mint, are notorious for often being struck from worn dies, resulting in a slightly mushy or less defined appearance on the high points of Ike's hair and the eagle's feathers. This makes examples with an exceptionally sharp strike, where every detail is crisply defined, significantly more valuable. The proof coins from San Francisco, available in both 40% silver and copper-nickel clad, showcase the design with brilliant, mirror-like fields, but they too face severe condition rarity at the top of the grading scale. True rarity for the 1974 dollar is almost exclusively a function of condition and mint mark. The Philadelphia and Denver business strikes were produced in vast numbers for circulation, but the coin's large size made them prone to heavy bag marks and abrasions. Consequently, finding a specimen graded MS-67 is a considerable challenge, and MS-68 is a monumental one, with populations exceedingly low. The Denver minted coins, 1974D, are notably scarcer in high grades than their Philadelphia counterparts. The San Francisco proof coins, while having a substantial mintage, face the same attrition rate as other years due to hairlines and contact. Flawless PR70 specimens, especially of the copper-nickel clad version, are remarkably few. Market for high-end 1974 Eisenhower dollars is a testament to conditional scarcity. A business strike from Philadelphia in MS-67 might trade for $1,500 to $2,500, but the 1974D in the same grade, due to its greater difficulty, commands a notable premium, often realizing $2,800 to $4,200. The pinnacle, however, is reserved for the top-grade proofs. A 1974 S40% silver proof in PR70 DCAM can achieve $3,000 to $4,500. The most coveted prize is the 1974 S copper-nickel clad proof in PR70. Its combination of a lower survival rate imperfection and strong demand from clad proof set collectors pushes its value into a range of $5,000 to $7,000, firmly establishing it as one of the series' most valuable regular issue coins. For collectors aiming to acquire a significant 1974 dollar, a meticulous and patient approach is non-negotiable. Given the prevalence of weakly struck Denver coins, it is imperative to prioritize visual appeal and sharpness of detail over the mere absence of marks. A coin that is both well struck and clean is exponentially rarer. As with all high-value modern coins, purchasing should be confined to examples professionally graded and encapsulated by PCGS or NGC. The holder not only guarantees the grade, but also authenticates the mint mark and composition, which is critical for the valuable 1974 S proofs. Beyond simple grade, savvy collectors pay close attention to the cameo or deep cameo designation on certified proofs. This indicates a strong frost-to-mirror contrast, a quality that was becoming less consistent in the mid-1970s proofing process. A PR70 coin without this contrast, while still rare, will not command the same premium as one with dramatic visual appeal. Engaging with specialized numismatic auctions and establishing relationships with dealers who focus on modern coinage are the most reliable methods for encountering these high-caliber pieces, as they rarely circulate in general hobby channels. The investment narrative for a top-tier 1974 dollar is compelling due to its dual role as a final regular issue and a condition rarity. Population reports from grading services act as a permanent testament to its scarcity, creating a finite supply against steady demand from series specialists and registry set competitors. Unlike a coin whose value is based on a dramatic era or unique variety, the 1974's value is built on the immutable challenge of preservation, a factor that tends to support stable, long-term appreciation as new collectors enter the market and seek quality. Thus, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar offers a sophisticated collecting target. It requires an understanding of strike characteristics, mint-specific challenges, and the high-stakes world of condition grading. It is a coin that rewards deep knowledge, transforming what appears to be a common issue into a remarkable find when presented in a superlative state. The pursuit of a gem 1974D business strike or a perfect clad proof represents a dedicated commitment to mastering the nuances of the series. In conclusion, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, particularly in its highest grade manifestations, stands as a sterling example of how condition can define value in modern numismatics. With prices spanning from $2,000 for a choice gem business strike to over $6,500 for a pristine clad proof, it represents a serious investment in a key date that marks the end of an era. Its enduring appeal lies in this confluence of historical finality and exceptional preservation, offering the advanced collector a chance to own a masterpiece that is as much about the quality of minting and survival as it is about commemorative history. It remains a cornerstone for any premier Eisenhower dollar collection.